You are a racist is one of the most common and most misused expression we hear in the world and on the internet. I've said this before. I'll give you an example. A few years ago, I referred to my dog Maggie. Someone said, "What race is she?" It was a joke, you know. I said, "Oh, she's black because her fur is black." And there's a guy on the internet who is actually black. He wrote a book actually called The Black Passenger, and he was trying to get me to review it. From what I could tell, it was just a collection of his anecdotal experiences having sex with Asian women. He seemed to have yellow fever, and I didn't really feel that interested in promoting a book like that. But anyway, he took umbrage to the fact that I referred to my dog as black. He thought that's racist. Anyway, that's the way I remember it. I mean, it could be wrong. Who knows? But I remember being accused like that. I thought, no, dude, it's just because Maggie's actually, she's black, mostly black. She's got white paws. You know, her front paws are a little white. She's got a little white streak in her head, but she's black. But he thought, oh, that's so insulting to black people. Now, a good friend here on YouTube, and a guy I've met actually in real life, Steve Miller, aka Chi Ranger, spelled QI Ranger, made a video called "Is Korea Racist?" and it's a very short video, 4 minutes. I'll try to keep this down to at least that length, but I'll probably fail. And he talks about a few anecdotes. One of the funniest ones is about one of his coworkers who is asked by his Korean student, "Can I lick your skin? I just want to see if you taste like chocolate." And and of course, some people will think that it's racist because you're human and you're predisposed to think that everything that's pointing out differences is racist because society's like that. Society has trained us to just say racist about and everything. But that's not racist. As Steve and I agree with Steve, it's just ignorant. But if you really think about it, pretty much all racism is ignorance. It's just a result of not knowing other people from other races. If you do get to know other people from other races, you realize that although there are good eggs and bad eggs, in general, in the end, we're all humans and individuals, and you're gonna. It's ridiculous to assume that you're not going to that one race is actually inferior or superior to another race. That's just ridiculous. In the end, it's a result of your breeding, education, your social status, your opportunities, your experience, things like that. And while Japan also suffers from racism, or I'm sorry, ignorance. There you go. See, inbred in me, inbred to say racist. Japanese also suffer from that tendency because they don't know any better, right? Because they pick up their impressions about black people from the media. I've had students say, "Oh, he's a nigger," and they didn't realize that it's a bad word. They didn't say it with any hate in their hearts, and I had to educate them, say, "Hey, you shouldn't say that." And they would say things like, "But black people are dishonest, aren't they?" I've had students who've said that in the past, though not recently. I think the last time I've heard that something ignorant like that has been more than 5 years. The most ignorant recent bigotry I've seen in my classes are from older women who think that homosexuals are just are strange or weird. Abnormal are the words I've heard about that. But anyway. Steve talks about that a bit, but I got to tell you that my general impression, and the little I do know about Koreans, first of all, I have had a couple of good Korean friends in my life, and nothing but in fact, all the Korean people I've ever met in my life, face to face, have been great. I've never had any problems. Though I have to admit that my impression of Koreans in general is that they're a little bit behind the times. I almost want to say backwards, but that wouldn't be fair because of course my opinion is scientifically irrelevant. It's just subjective. The few Koreans I've met. One of my best friends in high school was Korean American, of course. Smart, intelligent guy. Introduced me to atheism. And then in Japanese school, the only non-Chinese person left was this Korean girl. And she was great. She was intelligent and fun, but at the same time, from what I see in the media, it seems like Koreans are bred, I almost want to say educated or bred to hate Japanese and to it's almost like they're proud of being racist against foreigners, from what I've seen. It is harder to be a teacher in Korea, I think, pretty sure. Like, yeah, I think you need a FBI background check, and you need to have an HIV test, things like that, and a drug test, which Japan doesn't require. So we're much more, in Japan where I live, we're much more accepting of those things, or they don't care, whatever. Maybe they should. In fact, sometimes I think they should. But anyway, the sad fact is, though, the Koreans and Japanese are extremely similar in many ways, and it seems like they're both being stupid by not working together, because the differences between them are much less than the similar. There are more similarities than there are differences. So if they would just team up, with the Chinese, I think if they formed an Asian bloc, they could really take over the world. That would be an amazing, force of economic and military power, of course, that the world would probably quiver in their shoes, in their inferior Gaijin shoes. But anyway, check out the video called "Is Korea Racist?" And I don't know how you could ever even judge that. Now, at the end of the video, Steve asks kind of a baited question, or kind of a leading question. He says, what can we do? What's the question again? He said, what can we do to make sure to create a society that's, I forgot what it is, but something about like respect, where we respect one another, but educate everybody, that's all I can think of, expose more people to more people, to more races to more races. So if you are, I get a lot of emails, and this is true, I get a lot of emails, not that it wouldn't be true, but I get a lot of emails from black people, or people from different, in fact, tons of minorities saying, what will happen if I go to Japan? Will they accept me? I'm half Japanese, or I'm black, or I'm Hispanic, or I'm Iranian, or I'm Brazilian. How will the Japanese people see me? First of all, I'm not Japanese, so I really don't know. But I will tell you this. Every race that has ever existed has had representatives come to Japan, and they've had successful experiences here. In fact, successful careers here. There are a lot of happy blacks, Hispanics, whatever you are. There are people in Japan who've been here already, and they've done that. They've already. You're not breaking any new ground. And I would say the same thing. The only thing I would say about that is you should come over, but you shouldn't let any fear detract you or dissuade you from coming over. You should come over, and you should just be a good representation, a better representation, in fact, of the way you are in your own country, because that is the way future generations will base their opinions about whatever race you are. So if you have any interest in improving race relations between Korea and whatever country you're from, whatever race you're from, and Japan and whatever race you're from, then the best thing you can do is come over here and be a stand-up person. Don't cause any trouble. Do your best to respect their culture and show them that you can be a person deserving of respect. And I think that's the best thing you can do. So that's my answer to Steve. Steve's video, Is Korea Racist? Hell, if I know if they're racist, I don't think you can really say that about a country. But I think in the next 100 years, hopefully videos like ours will seem ridiculous. I really hope so. But who knows? We'll be dead by then. Anyway, thanks for watching. My name is Victor, not the action teacher. That's another channel. Give me a flake, man. Unedited videos on here. Check out my edited videos. Give me a break, man. See you guys later. Peace out. And as Steve would always say, stay awesome.